What's good, y'all? This your boy Blak G 92. I hope y'all enjoyed the last reaction video that I recorded 2 days ago. And be sure to tell a friend, tell anybody about the channel so they get these views up and everything. And plus, not to mention, stay tuned for what I have in store. And anyway, I'm going to do a react tonight. I'm going to do a reaction from another video from this YouTuber named Better with Bob, and it's titled Aladdin, Arabian Nights, and Why It's Time for a Remake. I wonder which remake I wonder what he means by that, because I know we had a 2019 live action adaptation of the 90s animated film. So I guess he's talking about like another adaptation of Arabian Nights. I guess the original story that predates both movies. So I guess that's the case. I guess that's what he's talking about. So let me see what this video is looking like in about 3, 2, 1. At least the first 11 to 12 minutes of it. I can split it up.
Was it the genie who said women often love men unworthy of them, or was it you?
No, it was the genie.
So, Arabian Nights are like Arabian Days.
Mhm.
Here they're hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. But they're also something I've become obsessed with every few years since the age of, I want to say 16. And one doesn't need to be Columbo or Poirot to get to the bottom of why.
Right.
Because it probably has something to do with Aladdin being number 4 on my list of favorite Disney films. I'm an ignorant white boy who needs Disney to learn about other nations. I wouldn't even know.
I gotta play it back. That's funny as hell how he just flat out said it. I know, I'm sure he's being facetious in that statement though. Yeah,
So,
the last part, that is.
Arabian Nights are like Arabian Days. I hear
But based on the clips, I could definitely understand why he would get obsessed with the multiple adaptations of the story Arabian Nights. Because I don't think I've read it, but based on based on the synopsis, definitely seemed like one of those mystical places. So that setting of the story, that is, and pretty interesting story filled with like magic and shit. So I could probably have an idea as to why he's probably obsessed with it.
hot in a lot of good ways, but they're also something I've become obsessed with every few years since the age of, I want to say 16. And one doesn't need to be Columbo or Poirot to get to the bottom of why.
Right.
Because it probably has something to do with Aladdin being number 4 on my list of favorite Disney films. I'm an ignorant white boy who needs Disney to learn about other nations. I wouldn't have even known about the rich history of Atlantis without them. And to be fair, Aladdin is one of the only modern works that portrays the Middle East in anything resembling a positive way.
Oh yeah.
Even if it is through a romanticized Western lens. And I remember the buzz around the live-action remake.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Finally doing Agrabah, because it would be a rare chance for Middle Eastern actors to get lead roles that weren't villains or terrorists. And it's very telling that Mina Massoud infamously talked about not getting a single audition for an entire year after having been the lead in a billion-dollar film.
Really?
Having deliberately avoided roles as terrorists or anything that might perpetuate negative stereotypes. Shohreh Aghdashloo likewise consistently refused to play those kinds of roles, only agreeing to play Dina Araz on 24 because she was more complex than those characters usually are in American media. Rami Malek conversely hated his character on the same show so much that he refused to play terrorists ever again. And while visibility is getting better compared to the 2000s,
Oh yeah.
put it this way, when I was part of a Twitter game in, I want to say 2020, where we all shared what famous actors we've been told we look like, actress Saba Amini stated this. And I'm not saying I have a solution, but I am suggesting something that could help, or pointing Hollywood in the direction of a gold mine that still has a bit left in it.
You're starting your story again. You have to hook your audience again.
The Arabian Nights, or the 1001 Nights if you want to sound pretentious, are a collection of folk tales from the Middle East, North Africa, parts of India, and even China and Greece, all bound together by the framing device of one Scheherazade, daughter of the vizier to Sultan Sharia. Now this poor guy got cheated on and had the offending wife executed, but I'm going to rescind that poor adjective, not just because he was royalty, but his solution was to marry a new woman every day and have her executed before she could betray him.
God damn.
According to some translations, this went on for 3 years, which would be over 1,000 wives put to death.
Yeah.
So Scheherazade comes up with a plan,
I'll marry Sultan Sharia myself.
and on the wedding night she has her sister brought to the room so she can say goodbye. The sister asks to hear a story, and Scheherazade spends the night telling one, and leaves it on a cliffhanger by the time morning comes. Sharia is hooked, and postpones her execution for another day so we can hear the rest. And each night Scheherazade repeats this, with cliffhangers, stories within stories, all being like, and then these people showed up. Do you know them? Keeps this going on
hope
she
so.
runs out of stories, Shahryar is over his woman hating and has fallen in love with her for real.
Okay.
So happily ever after. And so
Well.
all the stories we know and love, like Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, Sinbad the Sailor, and of course Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, are ones Scheherazade tells to her husband. Though those aren't part of the original collection, which was only about 300 stories.
God damn.
They were added later on along with the other 700 by European translators.
Shit.
Though they do originate with Syrian storyteller Hannah
That's a lot of stories. Damn.
and base them on his own experiences. And yeah, you'll notice I said that European translators contributed to the collection because actually the Arabian Nights were never that popular in the Arab world.
Really?
They were seen as lowbrow entertainment that only children were interested in, versus more prestigious art forms like poetry, kind of like how The Sound of Music isn't that popular in Austria. But in Europe, they were actually rather timely. By the time the Arabian Nights started to catch on, Europe had already been through the Renaissance and Enlightenment, which was framed as coming out of the backwoods and barbaric Dark Ages into a new enlightened period of artistic excellence. But guess what region was having something of a golden age around the time Europe was going through the Dark Ages? And so, the Middle East became viewed through a very romantic lens, as a wondrous place that prospered while Europe suffered. And then in the 19th century, when travel writing became popular, travelogues by Europeans also coincided with the Brits' attempts to destabilize the Ottoman Empire, and Napoleon trying and failing to invade Egypt and Syria. So there was a definite othering in this writing as well. Not helped by artwork done by those who had never even been to the places they were depicting, and that gave rise to Orientalism as we know it. Another probable reason the Arabian Nights aren't too popular there. And with the rise of cinema in the early 20th century, the romanticized view of the Middle East as a land of adventure was shaped by 1924's swashbuckling epic The Thief of Baghdad, which received a lavish Technicolor remake in 1940.
I was about to bathe.
I'm waiting.
Bathe with you there?
Neither of them adapted a specific story from the Arabian Nights, but they did contain an amalgamation of things, such as a toy horse that can fly, objects that allow you to see anything you want, magic carpets, royalty going out incognito, princesses falling for commoners, and of course, genies granting wishes. It's definitely the influence of these films that kept this more exoticized yet positive view of the Middle East in public consciousness, as the latter half of the 20th century saw the other depiction being more commonly used.
Pickpockets, murders, you name it, they do it. Don't trust any of them.
And
Well,
actually,
damn.
Disney, Jeffrey Katzenberg rejected the initial pitch for Aladdin because he didn't think anyone would want to see a movie set in the Middle East, only conceding when Linda Wolverton turned in a draft that was more obviously a throwback to The Thief of Baghdad. And Akbar actually was meant to be Baghdad, but they had to rename it when the Gulf War broke out. And you would assume that these films, one of which is 101 years old, depicting the Middle East as a theme park for white actors in fake tan to have adventures in, were typical Orientalist fantasies, and you'd be correct.
Oh, yeah.
Ish.
I want to be a bandit, can't you understand it?
The 1924 film has a character played by an up-and-coming Anna May Wong, who Douglas Fairbanks had seen in her debut film The Toll of the Sea, and personally offered her the role, and her presence in such a high-profile film pretty much made her career. Too bad Hollywood gave her next to nothing afterwards. The 1940 film also had Indian actor Sabu in a more prominent role named Abu, and yep, this guy was named after him, and it's this character who has multiple adventures, as well as a rounded personality, ultimately saving the day in the end.
But I must go to Baghdad to save my friend.
African-American critic Dave Ehrenstein later cited how much it meant to him seeing a hero who wasn't white, and it kicked off a trend of Arabian Nights-themed adventure films in Hollywood, with Sabu starring in at least one titled Arabian Nights, which can't really be called an adaptation, and again, not the lead, but still a dynamic hero.
I have a plan. We'll go to the smithy and...
The same film also made the career of Turhan Bey, who was later nicknamed the Turkish Delight for reasons I can't imagine.
Yeah,
And often the
I
novelist
didn't want to
was
think
an
about it.
excuse to get stars in revealing costumes, justified by the exotic setting far away from respectable
And
society.
I wonder what era. It's some shot in the maybe the 40s or the 50s. So so I wouldn't put it past him if directors found use this film as an excuse to show everyone their revealing outfits. Like, oh, dude, this mentioned. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
But this did also mark a step away from white savior narratives, since they took place entirely in the Arab world.
Okay.
The Thief of Baghdad even having some accuracy in the costumes, and although these actors were American and European, again, it's Sabu saving the day. And
Okay.
Turhan Bey gets to have his role in an Ali Baba adaptation, and it's important to note that audiences during the golden age of Hollywood didn't have the craving for gritty realism that modern audiences do.
Right.
General public wanted to see
Okay.
Moving into the latter half of the 20th century, certain animated productions became fairly well received in the Middle East, such as the 1975 anime Arabian Nights: Adventures of Sinbad, and of course,
No.
the medium of animation meant they weren't seeing white actors treating their culture as a costume, since Aladdin's art style based the character designs on the shapes found in Arabic calligraphy, and layout supervisor Rasul Azadani also consulted on the designs.
Okay.
The version could also
That's
be
what's
used
up.
for these films were dubbed into Arabic and Farsi, with the aforementioned anime having an Arabic dub that's beloved to this day, and its opening is even used to help children with their language skills. So this push felt more like a good faith effort to celebrate Middle Eastern mythology and folktales.
That's what it
Which
looks
brings
like.
us to the thing I really wanted to talk about.
Okay, let's get to it.
Stories more than read itself.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, none other than the Hallmark Channel were a hidden treasure trove of greatness if you were a budding fantasy fan. Every year they would bring out a miniseries adapting or retelling a familiar story, getting a pretty good cast and having some impressive production values for the time. This was where we got the now beloved cult favorite The Tenth Kingdom, which did the whole revisionist fairy tale thing long before it was mainstream. Their Snow Queen miniseries was a Christmas tradition of mine for years, and for anyone who loved that song, there's now an official version here.
Now, before I finish watching this, these titles look fairly interesting. I wonder if they're available on streaming. Cause, hell man, hearing them mention the Hallmark Channel does bring back memories. Cause that was known for replaying those, what they call stop motion Hollywood films every year. Of course, now I think I was about to get mixed up with Turner Classic. I think it was either that or Turner Classic used to play them black and white films as well. I'd be seeing every now and then. I haven't stayed around for neither of them like that, but I always caught my interest. Like, oh, okay, let's sit through this. Anyway, as I figure I just do my 2 cents on here. So.
Absolute favourite was the Jason and the Argonauts two-parter.
Mm.
I may have heretically loved it more than the Ray Harryhausen film.
Well,
but
damn.
We did indeed get one based around the Arabian Nights, and it was fantastic.
I have to deal with the worst kind of madman. A madman with power.
Adaptations of The Thousand Tales tended to run into the same problems when translating them to a more visual medium, since first of all, the framing device is really hard to incorporate, as first you have to establish the situation that Scheherazade is in, which would need more than a standard 2-minute establishing scene to convey, and it could probably be hard to get people immersed in the story she's telling if they're aware that she's risking execution the second she runs out of steam. And do you incorporate just one story or multiple ones? And anthology films are just very tricky in general to pull off. The 1942 film kept the framing device, but just made it a story about Scheherazade, and it was mostly an original plot without any fantasy elements, with it being a running gag that Aladdin is a bit dim and thinks every lamp he sees contains a genie.
Oh shit.
Adaptations just adapt one of the famous stories without the framing device, hence all the Sinbad films. The collection's episodic format could work on TV, but would need a big budget behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And again, might be hard to get invested in Scheherazade. And it was actually a thing back then that TV networks reported audiences not tuning in if there was too much conflict between couples, so there's that. And really, a mini-series is actually perfect, or at least this one's approach is, because this finds a way to emphasize the importance of Scheherazade's story without undermining the tale she tells.
If I can make him listen to my stories, maybe he'll change.
You don't sound as sad as you were.
Now the role is beefed up considerably, where she and the Sultan of Sharia were childhood friends, and she carried a torch for him long before he married the wife who cheated, and we're constantly cutting back to her telling the stories, giving us an insight into her thought process, and really conveying that this woman is making things up as she goes along, but getting inspired along the way.
Is that the end of the story?
No.
She dozed
We
off.
get to see her during the day when she's interacting with her father, or visiting the local storyteller for inspiration, really bringing this frame story to life, and getting us invested in her character. The storytelling sequences are just so well directed.
That's because I haven't told you about Black Coda.
In the hands of a lesser director, they just repeatedly cut back to the two in the same room positions, but we're seeing them in different parts of the palace, such as the baths, and keeping things interesting from a visual point of view. The role is played by Israeli actress Mili Avital, so yay for appropriate casting.
Oh, yeah.
But also for the fact that
Thumbs up. But anyway, I hate to cut at this point, but I just want to keep y'all up here for too long. But this little video essay, very interesting, and Also brought to light to some other forms of media that, not forms, but another genre of media that I would most likely do my research on, probably sometime in the future when I'm not busy with anything, if I find time, because hell, there's so much to do, look into, watch, but so little time to do it. So, yeah, that's just what all I gotta say about the, what, fuck, I forgot the word, the freaking video essay. It's pretty interesting thus far. And I will read the comments, but man, it's quite a bit of essay. I've written out written paragraphs and such. But anywho, you want me to react to more like video essays, songs, music videos, countdowns, movie clips, any of the sort? Post them in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button as well if you want to stay tuned what I have in store for the channel. Be sure to follow me on my social media accounts, which we post in the description box below. It's your boy Blak G 92 about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.